of Sri Lankan politics is very limited. But I can see, and
The land
you did an
grabs.
interview which saw the beginnings of a revival, at least partially, of the left in Sri Lanka. Yeah, um, and there seems to be a undercurrent there that wants to create a revolutionary socialist movement, uh, which historically it's gone through many defeats in Sri Lanka as well. So, uh, and I obviously not familiar with the entire history. So again, I think it's very important for the future of Sri Lanka that the left also um, shows greater respect for the Tamil struggles. I would say, yeah, because one of the things that was clear from even the formation of the new political forces there on the left is that a lot of people on the left had not been very supportive of the Tamils in the past, yeah, and some of them made self-criticism and saying that they should have done more, yeah, um, and I think that's very welcome. But words are not enough. The issue always is that many people talk the talk, as they say, but they don't walk the walk. Yeah. So if people are serious on the left about resolving some of the issues, it isn't just a question of talking; it's a question of some practical activity to help the Tamils on the land issue, for example, that you mentioned. Yeah, and that's what we're looking for. Um, because too often the left has been very good at talking, but very, very bad at actually carrying it through with some practical supportive activity. And that, I think, is universal for the left, uh, but also applies in Sri Lanka. Um, but the self criticism is welcome. When I see these people saying that they've made mistakes on the Tamil question, and I think if they really are serious, they would take some action, organize some movements to bring some real benefit to the Tamil people. Yeah,
The land
I'm not.
grab is basically Sri Lankan government's land grab is closely related to the Indian government's land grab uh,
Right.
in middle India, and also it's closely related to the land grabs in Africa and the other part of the world. Um, so I think that the at least the left forces has to have to have a common program to fight against this the corporate land grab throughout the world. Don't you think?
Absolutely right. No, I think that for some reason, maybe because capitalism's at this stage, I mean, land has always been an issue, and it actually is an explosive issue. I mean, I'm addressing the question of land in Wales today. Yeah, people can't quite understand that why this. They thought this question was resolved 200 years ago. Yeah, but actually, it isn't. There are still many unresolved land questions around the world, and imperialism at this stage when it's looking for investments, and you have all these funds from the World Bank, the IMF at the moment, they call them green funds as well, which is a pretty appalling description of them. These are funds to buy all land in Africa. Uh, Basically, they buy it very, very cheaply. It's an investment. Then they grow agro-industrial crops on there, completely ruins the land. Obviously, they already in Ethiopia they are pushing off hundreds of thousands of people off the land. People who've had rights to the land they don't recognize because most of the people who live on the land don't have the legal title to the land. That belongs to the government or to some other individuals. They get compensated. The whole land grab picture in the world is terrible.
Mm.
And as I say, in Africa, it's particularly bad at the moment, and it's being funded by the World Bank and the IMF, and massive loans are being given to private speculators to buy land. Even these hedge funds are getting involved in buying the land in Africa. So absolutely appalling. But I'm also hearing of big land movements now emerging in France, in
Mm.
Spain. Um, I'm trying to develop one in Wales. So this land question, definitely. There is an organization which is very good on this question, and it's now opened a European section, is Via Campesina. It's the International Peasant Movement. And they are real experts on all this land question.